Oh, what's happening, everyone? Welcome on back to the channel. I hope that you're having a beautiful day. Thank you so much for being here for as close as you are to me, because you're like you're right there. You're very far from me. So let's go ahead and listen to some more from the Ruts. We've listened to 2 tracks from them, and I really enjoyed them. And so we're returning. We're going to listen to this track, Jaw War, off of their album The Crack, their debut album, looks like as well, which was released in 1979. We listened to the first 2 tracks here, and a lot of you had recommended that I listen to this track, such as 650 Max 5, I'm Heady, or Heady, SBK Design. You recommended this as well. Also Matthew Douglas, I See You, Larry Riley, Kay McKay, and Ian Weller. So, and the list does go on actually from there. Fortune Agent, Sex Pistol, Carlo Macoria. I want to make sure I said your name correctly. So yeah, thank you for the recommendation. Let's go ahead and dive into the music. Let's just dive in. You didn't tell me it was going to be like this.
The air was thick with the smell of oppression. The militant joined in angry possession. The tension tight with the strain of repression. Young blood boiling, hot with aggression. Jawa, fighting, Jawa. Too close, frightening.
The guitar coming in.
The winds were blowing and stirring up reaction. The storm broke out. A militant action. Hot heads came in uniform. Thunder and lightning in a violent form. Jawa.
Love those big strums coming in too.
Jawa.
Enunciating the violence of the situation. The dusty draw of the guitar swooping over desolation.
Jawa, fighting, Jawa. Too close, frightening. The air was thick with the smell of oppression. The militant joined in angry possession. The tension tight with the strain of repression. Young blood boiling, hot with aggression. Jawa, fighting, Jawa. Too close, frightening. Fighting, Jawa. Too close, frightening. Jawa. Fighting. Jawa. Too close, frightening. Jawa. Clarence Baker, no troublemaker. Said the truncheon came down, knocked him to the ground. See the blood on the streets that day. The blood and the madness. Said the blood on the streets that day. Yeah. Fighting, a Jawa. Fighting, Jawa. Fighting, a Jawa. Fighting, a Jawa. A Jawa. A Jawa. Fighting.
Love that extra punctuation from the words as well. And the guitar now.
Fighting, Jawa. Fighting, too close, a Jawa. A Jawa. A Jawa. A Jawa. A Jawa.
This is when you just lockstep move with it. I love all the space that's used as well as the echo effects on the music and the vocals at this point. Someone's playing around with some vocals. A lot of nice effects going on here in the second half. How great is that guitar though?
Said the truncheon came down.
And that's how it ends. That's a great way to end the song. Okay, so where do you start with this? I mean, you love the bass, you love the movement of it, you two-stepping, you skank. Like, you're moving on that one, duh. But along with the movement in the music, there's obviously a movement in the words, in the lyrics. There's a political movement, there's an uprising, there's a call to action, perhaps a call to arms. So we're moving along a dance, but it's also a political movement, which I really enjoy that. I like how that's ingrained into the form of the music. I think that sounds absolutely wonderful. And everyone sounds absolutely great in here. Singing was really good. That was Malcolm Owen singing. I just choked. Sorry. Paul Fox on the guitar. I love how the guitar comes in because it's kind of this dusty, almost blues rock and roll drift. It's not like riffing out or anything crazy. It's just like this drift that washes over that kind of solemn reggae drop, right? So it's kind of different. It adds a different flavor and a different tone into the music for just those few moments that it does come up, especially in those moments like the repeated chorus of Jah War, right? Which is already anthemic, already like a call to action. And, I can imagine watching a live show and everyone's just singing Jah War, like along with the band members. And it's just one of those very empowering moments in the lyrics. But the way that his guitar comes in along with that in the chorus, I think it just kind of sweeps everything away and just really makes a great statement in there. Of course, the drumming, Dave Ruffy, is really nice. Now, the track, I'm sure, if this track, Jah War, ever charted or ever had like a single release, I'm sure that it was cut down to about 3 minutes or so, right? Because you can clearly kind of hear where there's a certain kind of end to the track there, where like a radio would edit that and cut that. Because for the second half of the track, it just continues on, basically in an instrumental with a few more Jah Wars thrown in there for good measure. But I like how they handle that. Keep the groove going, give it a little bit of change here and there, but overall it's a pretty static rhythm. But then in that, change the workings around it. bring in these weird synth sounds, bring in some production trickery, some echo and reverb into the vocals or into the guitar. The guitar changes tone at least twice in there as well. So no longer with that dusty distortion, but now was it wah-wah? It didn't sound wah-wah-ish, but it kind of sounded wah-wah-ish. I don't know guitar. Something like that, something a little bluesy. It kind of changes everything in there. So you may not change the person or the body, but you change the clothes that the body's wearing, which changes the whole appearance of the track in a certain way. Then you have the moments where like the horns would come in to, like I said, add punctuation into the music. And then, for example, the way that it ends, once again talking about the truncheon came down, knocked him to the ground, and then the song just ends, of course, just ending on that same statement that they've been making, which let's go ahead and get into that really quick, huh? The air was thick with the smell of oppression. The militants joined with angry position. The tension tight with the strain of repression. Young blood boiling hot with aggression. Jaw war fighting, too close, frightening. The winds were blowing and stirring up reaction. A storm broke out, a militant action. Hot heads came in uniform, thunder and lightning in a violent form. So obviously this is something between government, police, law enforcement, and people, civilians, etc., etc. Which is obviously very, very timely, and probably will always be timely. Clarence Baker, no troublemaker, said the truncheon came down, knocked him to the ground. See the blood on the streets that day, the blood and the madness, see the blood on the streets that day. Now, I'm curious if Clarence Baker is a real-life person who this song could possibly be referencing, or it could just be, a fictional character, but with real-life connections, basically. So, this is interesting. Clarence C. Baker, this is definitely not who this is about. Clarence C. Baker is one of the main characters in Flamin' Hot, based on an actual employee at the Frito-Lay plants who came up with, I guess, Flamin' Hot Cheetos. Okay, that's definitely not who I'm looking for. This is not what I'm looking for. And I'm getting a bunch of other Clarence Bakers, so I don't know if this is a real person or, like I said, just someone, basically a fictional character, but with real life comparisons and drawings too. Anyways, great track. Thank you guys for the recommendation. Hope that you enjoyed it. You can let me know those thoughts in the comments down below. You can follow me over on Twitter. You can support the channel and what I do for as little as $2 a month over on Patreon. But I hope that you enjoyed your time here. Hope that you come back tomorrow. And yeah, Jaguar.